Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video, the F1 22 Driver Career Mode with Alpha Tauri, episode number 36 today for the Japanese Grand Prix of Season 2, round number 14. If you missed the previous episode, uploaded on Monday, at Italy, I recommend going and check that out, and of course subscribing to the channel to see plenty more F1 22 Driver Career Mode videos. R&D wise, a lot of we actually got 1800 resource points, but we get into that position now where we need to, strategize the resource points, where we save stuff for those ultimate upgrades, or whether we try and get as many things done. Engine wise, I'm not too worried about it. No, we have had very good straight line speed all season, so major front downforce could come in time for Japan, which it does successfully. So that was the decision there. I did gain some other resource points, but decided to save those up to work on the major or on the ultimate upgraders. We moved to qualifying here, back at Suzuka for the second time in the dry, just like it was in real life, but unlike in the dry, the race will also unlike in real life, the race will also be in the dry. In actual fact, we're actually starting to prove I do not like sector 1 at Suzuka. I've never got on with this sector. Always just understeery or just slow compared to the AI through that sector, and that's why also on last year's game I just dropped this circuit like a hot potato, because for me sector 1 was bad enough, and then obviously on last year's game you had they were OP through every fast corner as well. We are sort of on par as we go through Spoon. Again, try not to understeer. I've noticed in my time trial thing that I tidied up in practice was that I was understeering at Spoon curb. I don't know why, whether or not it's taken. It just loses your time. You think you're gaining time by going on that curb on the exit there for Spoon, not actually doing anything. Anyway, it's a good line out of the chicane up to the line, and it's going to be P10 by the narrowest of margins as well. I think we've gone fastest in the final sector, or close to final. The final sector is the best sector for me personally. It's the sector where we gain the most time. We're only fractionally slower than Gasly, but look how close it is. It is super close. Like the top 10 separated by 0.3 of a second. Mad. It's not going to stay this way, so we'll have to wait and see what we can do in the race. From 10th place on the grid, it's time for the race day's Japanese Grand Prix.
Welcome along then to the magnificent Suzuka International Circuit, a stone's throw away from Issei Bay in the beautiful Japanese countryside. What surprises lie in wait for us today in the Japanese Grand Prix? 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure of 8 Suzuka circuit, with 10 to the right and 8 to the left for a distance of 3.6 miles. Average lap speeds around here are fairly quick, and if it stays dry, expect it somewhere in the region of 136 miles per hour. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. It's Sergio Perez on pole today, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Lando Norris and Gasly, Ricciardo, Ocon, Sainz and Phoenix, Vettel, Magnussen, Alex Albon and Mick Schumacher, Bottas, Joe, Robert Schwartzman and Yuki Tsunoda. Stroll and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you here with us today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, this is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix, so let's give them a race worth watching.
Well, saying that, I mean, Honda actually haven't turned up to their own Grand Prix. They sent some representatives because, of course, they sponsor the Grand Prix event. But other than that, not a big event for Honda. We're going to choose, however, the alternate strategy, because for once in my life, it's actually faster. It is actually faster than the softer mediums. So that's where we're going to go. We'll have to wait and see if we can get a good start. So 5 lights and away we go. Well, it's the usual mediocre start. Through goes both Ferraris. I mean, Ferrari are the fastest team. We're going to try and get Vettel back here. And as we go down the inside, keep the inside there, we're just going to force him out basically. There. Great start though from our teammate Pierre Gasly, because he's got Lando Norris side by side. And yes, he is going to get in front of Norris as well as I get in front of there. Norris comes back, but is unable to get back in front of our teammate as we're watching the two Red Bulls and Leclerc getting an excellent start and takes the lead in front of his teammate. A little bit of team orders there, I don't know. We're going to dive down though the inside now of Carlos Sainz at the hairpin. Typical lap 1 move. We're actually going to have to force out Vettel here because he's had a great move out, great line out of the hairpin as well. But Vettel's not done there. He wants to show that he is still the man to beat at Ferrari. Ferrari had a very disappointing season with Vettel and Leclerc, Sainz, excuse me. But Vettel actually falls step behind Sainz. Unfortunately, doesn't get the move at 130R. We're looking to make a move at the hairpin on Esteban Ocon. Lovely little dive on there, and unlike Senna and Prost, we don't make contact, and up to P8 we go. So getting that line through 130R, but sat behind Ocon was a little bit costly. I felt, we were faster. We had to sit behind him for a couple of laps. And now Sainz is going to take full advantage by getting in front of Ocon as well in the pink Alpine as well. And Sainz down the inside and moves up another position as well. Vettel, by the way, has an engine issue, so that's bad news for Sebastian. Hopefully he can get that recovered. But he's not having a great season, Seb. His return to Ferrari hasn't produced anything even remotely close to a podium so far as well. We're coming in the end of lap number 7 on to 8. 2.3, a little bit of held for the Williams there. We do only just come back out for Ocon for some stupid reason. Him and Albon decided to move on to hard tyres with 5 laps to go. Don't ask me why. As well, unfortunately, Carlos Sainz has jumped us in the pit, so we'll need to get back in front of him as well. We see we've dropped Ocon already by 3 seconds. That's just the pace difference between the hard and the soft. And we're going to dart down the inside of Sainz, move up to P8 now. We've set purple. Somehow we've managed to go on purple in Sector 1. Don't ask me how I've done that as well. Nice little replay again at that corner where Vettel and Prost, Senna and Prost, excuse me, collided all those years ago at Suzuka. And meanwhile, Vettel is fallen way behind Tsunoda, so unfortunate for Vettel, unable to get that engine issue fixed. Lap 11, catching the McLarens now. They've got moved into DRS range. Norris is half a second. He's been held up by Ricciardo, who jumped him in the pit stop. As well as we're now potentially making a look for fastest lap as well. Oh, there's Ricciardo, he's gone wide! Thank you very much, Daniel. What happened here then? Did he lock up? Yes, he locked up. As well, the game didn't decide not to show this, but he did lock up on the front right there, which turned him wide, made it go wide. Just opened the door for both myself and Norris to go through. And at the end of the race, unfortunately, The tyres just went off after that. Unable to catch. You see 46% on the fronts, 44 on the rears. And you know, we only had them on for what, 5 laps. That's just the scaling for 25% race. Unable to catch up to Norris and Gasly, which is such a shame. A few more laps, being able to have seen where the strategy went, and able to catch them up. But we do come through though the P7, which I will definitely take around Suzuka. It was Suzuka's not a track that I tend to do well at anyway. Only ever won in fantasy career modes, never in driver career mode. We do get driver of the day for our move at the start. You know, Ocon in the end falling to 10th. Sainz, wrong strategy, do you reckon? He had the pace today over Ricciardo and both McLarens, actually, Ferrari. But, you know, I'm not Vettel. Vettel actually pinned P16, a horror show for Vettel. In actual fact, Gasly's going to overtake Vettel at this rate. You know, Sainz has been good, but, you know, I worry that, you know, he might be off if Ferrari can't produce a car. That's precisely the reason that Leclerc decided to leave Red Bull, Ferrari, even though that he actually went and won the championship in season 1. You know, he decided that Red Bull would be the better shot for him, and he was right, because of course he's now got 9-point advantage over Verstappen, who couldn't get in front of Perez today. Perez making a good charger as well. You know, we're now, he's comfortably in front of us. Although he hasn't won, he's been consistent as well. Gasly, another top 5 finish for him. You know, he's beaten us for the 2nd time in a row. Now he needs to carry that momentum. Next up is Mexico, which should be a good track for us, and then Brazil, which will be a sprint race to end this series. So if it goes down to a sprint race, that could be very interesting between Leclerc and Verstappen. But it's all still to play for. I don't know if Alpine have the car and Verstappen has momentum, whether or not he can get those victories, because, you know, Verstappen has won 7 victories. Leclerc has been more consistent but has won less races, so it's going to be very interesting to see how we go on. 6 for victory, sorry, for Verstappen, not 7, as well, compared to Leclerc's 5. So yes, that's where I'm going to leave it today. If you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. See plenty more F1 22 driver career mode videos as they may come out, going into season 3, which is coming out the week after next. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.